Dude, there's so much happening in the fucking world. It's crazy.
MrBeast just exposed and humiliated himself, but that may actually be the least of his worries after these new docs came out. The truth about the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce situation and why we didn't cover it yesterday, where this Trump-FEMA situation is really terrifying. With information still coming in, the suspect in the Minneapolis shooting has been identified. We're talking about all of that and even more on today's brand new Philip DeFranco show. You daily dive into the news, starting with this. MrBeast just got humiliated, though that might be the least of his problems right now. Because yesterday, he actually was the one humiliating himself because he crashed out over a smaller creator getting ranked higher on the Rolling Stone's most influential creator list. But then also, as if that wasn't bad enough, it got revealed that his company is grossly unprofitable, like somehow losing over $100 million a year unprofitable. But starting with Rolling Stone, the list that they have features a wide variety of influential creators that produce essentially every type of content you can imagine. But also, obviously, with a title like most influential creators, it begs the question, well, what is the criteria? And according to them, for the list, we defined it as someone.
Philip asking that question because he's not on the list. He's like, what defines the criteria? Philip, you deserved it. You deserve to be on the list. You got robbed, King. Let me tell you. You big, beautiful bastard. You skinny king. Aren't you under MrBeast talent agency? No. My agent used to be at WME, and he switched over to management to go to Night Media. And when he went over there, he asked if I would follow him, like if I would still be his client, and I said yes. At the time, Night Media was not as big, nowhere near as big. It was just like me, MrBeast, and like a couple other people. Since then, Night Media has grown, expanded massively. And MrBeast had left Night Media, so he's not even part of Night Media anymore. So the long-winded way of answering your question is no. I am not on the same talent agency as MrBeast. He's no longer rep by them. I think he does his shit in-house now.
Born from the internet, not a celebrity who jumped on after gaining fame in a more traditional way, who uses their chosen platforms to push conversations forward. So kind of, if you think about it, a super vague definition that gives them a lot of leeway, which is then why you see a kind of a range of names like Dave Portnoy, Iron Mouse, Hassan Piker, Miss Rachel, iShowSpeed, and many, many others. And then with all that, you had MrBeast coming in at number 7, which you might think would prompt a tweet like, oh, that's cool. Or hell, even if it was negative, maybe, how many views do I have to get to be number 1? But instead, he decided to take aim at someone on the list above him, writing in a now deleted tweet, according to this list, a guy with 1 million followers is more influential than me. What did I do to piss off the Rolling Stones? Which one, I will say, I don't know if MrBeast thinks Rolling Stone magazine is actually the band The Rolling Stones. But either way, 2, the guy with 1 million followers is Caleb Hero. And he actually responded to the tweet on Instagram in his own way with a post that showed the tweet and the caption saying, "Thank you, Rolling Stone. It's been an honor." You know, this was such a dumb, petty tweet. My favorite thing wasn't even watching people like writing funny tweets and reacting to it. It was actually seeing some people realize in real time that this wasn't like a parody account. This was actually a real thing that he posted.
Okay, dude. There's no way MrBeast posted that. That's so funny. No, MrBeast didn't actually post that, chatters. Calm down. It's Caleb is making a joke. Wait, he did? Oh my God, he actually did. Oh my God, he did. Oh my God. Are you real, dude? Why would you post that? You sound so bitter. You're Mr. Beast. Why the do you care about where you landed on the Rolling Stones influential list? I genuinely thought that he would have the wherewithal not to post some shit like that.
You also had creators that have had a past with MrBeast, like Rosanna Pansino, writing things like, MrBeast's mask slipping this much in less than a year has been fascinating to watch. Sorry, Jimmy, Caleb has something you'll never have, a personality. Right, and that, as there were just countless other popular tweets reading things like, MrBeast, I cannot respond directly because you blocked me, but I wanted you to know that Caleb is a comedian who makes many laugh, and you are some sort of Willy Wonka marionette being...
God damn, Philip. Bro, What did Mr. Beast do to get on his bad side, dude? I think it might have been the Aiden Ross collabs, maybe. Because Philip is some of the best liberalism has to offer. Okay, and he's usually not the type to just like actively put the crosshairs, put the beat on someone like Mr. Beast. So I guess he just did not appreciate the Aiden Ross collab and the kick deal. Because I don't think he would cover. I'm surprised. Like, it's lighter stuff, but Phil, it's lighter stuff, but I think like Phil normally doesn't he just like kind of shies away from like drama shit, you know what I mean? Like drama adjacent shit. Especially if it's gonna like bring a bunch of hate his way. But he seemingly has made an exception. And I suspect it's because it's I assume it could be because it's like the fucking the Aiden Ross stuff. Maybe that might have been a bridge too far.
Puppeted by the algorithm. But also, hey, I'll say it wasn't all hate. With some, including creators like XQC, reacting to the list while reading it and saying,
seventh place. Caleb Heron. Yo, chat. If I'm Mr. Beast, I'm suing them. I'm just straight up. Imagine being the guy that has the biggest analytics on the internet for the longest time in a row. I'm not trying to delay it, but guys, he's dominating the internet. To be beaten by Caleb Heron, a guy.
My juicer. I mean, dude, obviously if that was the only metric, then Mr. Beast would win every year. Like, what? That's insane. That would be the most boring list of all time. Every year it's just like every year it's just the top most subscribed content creators every year. If there's a little bit of change, then that's reflected in the quantitative assessment. That's it. Should have been you, Big Haas. I am on the list. Thank God you're behind him. Less drama. No, I saw. He said I deserve being on the list. So the juicer war is at a ceasefire, a temporary ceasefire for now. He loves you, bro. No bots. Yeah, I know. This past week has been interesting because for once, XQC is actively defending my honor as a non-botter, and even went so far as to say I deserve being on the most influential list.
That I've never seen in my entire life. Appearing on a photo with Aiden makes you lose 5 points off the top 10 is what it is.
But either way, there you had Mr. Beast eventually deleting his tweet, and when replying to someone about the situation wrote, "Not gonna lie, after this I watched some of his stuff and it's actually good. I deleted the tweet, I don't want the smoke from the shooters, spare me please." So then he also got blasted even more for not apologizing and instead fearing the backlash. And as far as Caleb, it appears that he's just taken the whole thing in stride and joked on his Instagram story that he's in peace talks with Mr. Beast right now. Right, and also,
Caleb's the GOAT. I already have been in talks with him. Unfortunately, he's too fucking busy and too goddamn Hollywood. And he's too busy to be on the podcast. It's all right. It's all good. I'm going to be extra homophobic in honor of the cold shoulder that the Fear and podcast received. So shouts out to Austin. Okay. Clout. Yep, that's true. He's like, I just took down Mr. Beast, bitch. Who the fuck do you think you are? No, I'm kidding. He was like, no, he didn't big time me. I'm joking. Oh my God, I forget that some people take this shit seriously. No. He's currently in LA, but he has a bunch of stuff that he has to do, so he can't come on the podcast. I asked him like a day before, you know. Someone tried to say your C-word era was the reason. Yeah, that someone is not just any person. That is a civil rights attorney. The person that said I shouldn't be on the list is Andrew C. Lawfer, Esquire, civil rights attorney. Justice is blind, but I'm not. Police brutality, false arrest. And it turns out, yeah, he's at justice.org. He's a New York State trial lawyer. And it turns out, who could have thought he is a civil rights lawyer? There's just one type of Jim Crow system that he actually really likes. Could you care to guess which one I'm talking about? One that has existed throughout history but still continues to persist? Could you tell? Do you know which one it is? That's right. It's Israel. Because the thing that he's posting here is the racist language that he's talking about is me saying cracker. Why would an American civil rights lawyer ever give a fuck about like a content creator getting banned for saying cracker? If anything, he'd be like, yeah, he should not have been banned. But it turns out there's another reason why he's mad.
For his part, Jimmy's been trying to move on, and instead he's been talking about how excited he is for Beast Game Season 2, which just finished filming with its $5 million prize. Which actually brings us to the second, and I think far more interesting story with MrBeast, and that is, it's being reported that he's running out of money. And that's not just speculation. Instead, it's coming from a leaked investor deck from earlier this year that was reviewed by Business Insider, with the deck reportedly revealing that in 2024, Beast Industries earned $224 million from YouTube and other media, which, you know, is a ton of money. But apparently,
bro, how is that even remotely possible? I do not understand how he was able to burn through $344 million. What the fuck is going on? I guess this is like normal, right? This is he's just doing like Silicon Valley tech company shit. Is that it? This explains the kick deal? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. But I just cannot comprehend how you would do that. Carl Jacobs is very expensive, man. I don't no, you guys, don't be stupid, okay? You're stupid if you think that it's one reason. The amount of money that we're talking about is unimaginably large, both the revenue generated and the costs associated with running this business, okay? This is a YouTuber. What are we talking about? He's admitted to having a gambling problem on a podcast. I don't think you can gambling problem your way into $100 million. That is like, I don't think people understand how much money we're talking about. Okay. A lot of you do not understand how much money this is. This is not a normal amount of money, like $10 million in the hole for gambling. That's a fucking sizable sum, right? That's a lot. That's a lot. Like 10 million, 20 million. When you get to the $100 million category, it's indescribable with like one singular point of addiction, unless he's just literally putting the business on red or something. Okay. Because this is hard revenue. We're not talking about like crypto casinos, like XQC is gambled $1 trillion worth, you know, because it's like all crypto shit. This is totally different. I'm in GDP of Zambia debt. Yeah, I don't think people understand what I'm talking about. Like, that just doesn't. No. Iron Man costs $140 million to make in comparison, and that's not just over 1 year. I bet Feastable is insanely profitable and ad costs are being offloaded to Beast Industries. Yeah, I don't know. But even then, $100 million over is crazy. $110 million over is crazy. You know? Like, yeah, you need to be in the red if you want like some kind of tax avoidance, let's say. Hollywood accounting, but like 120? 120? That's beyond.
That was because the company spent $344 million. So you're looking at a negative difference of $120 million a year. So that's usually a non-starter for most businesses, let alone a social media brand. With Jimmy possibly realizing he's got a problem on his hands because in May of last year, he brought on Jeffrey Hausenbold to help out the corporate side. With then, in September, Hausenbold being upgraded to CEO. And Hausenbold has a
Just admit you don't know ball, brother. There's like maximum 1,000 people on the planet that know ball at that level, okay? Like, I'm talking other billionaires don't know ball like that. They would not be billionaires if they were just like dumping $120 million every year. There's levels of this gambling shit. Dude, you're still on the gambling tip. No, I don't. I don't. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's like, bro, that's not gambling. That's when you rob a casino. Okay, Ocean's 11 style, and not even because I don't think the casino has $120 million in cash.
long, successful resume as the former CEO of Shutterfly and a venture capitalist that led SoftBank's $100 billion vision fund. It appears he has tons of ideas for tackling the insane costs that MrBeast has run up with his production, some of which seem obvious. Things like, for example, MrBeast apparently pays retail on like everything. So let's say it's like a video that features gym equipment. Jimmy is apparently buying that for full value, which for a creator of that size doing a production that large, it's almost unheard of. There's seen as any amount of branding in a MrBeast video just being worth a ton for companies.
No, none of this makes up for 100. No, there's something else going on. I don't know what it is, but there's just something else going on. That is not enough. That's not $120 million. That does not make up for $120 million. No, that's crazy. Oh, he pays retail price. Okay. What the fuck?
And he should be working out deals for those items. And so in the case of gym equipment, it'd probably be easy to get that stuff for free or heavily discounted for just mentioning it in a video. What's even crazier to learn.
You're talking about 10 million, okay? If he's over by 10 mil, fine. Maximum. Even then, that's too much. Okay? Nope. No shot. No fucking shot, dude. No, again, not 12 times the amount of 10 million. No way.
Is that MrBeast reportedly didn't even have a fully dedicated brands team, like the people that would negotiate those deals. And so Hausenbold's new 8-person brand team, they're trying to score these kind of items for free or even have MrBeast paid to use them in videos. His company also appears to now be renegotiating advertiser rates by as much as 65%, with Hausenbold saying, "We select partners that are authentic and will resonate with our loyal viewers, so we will never work with a cringe product." Sometimes Jimmy has a personal preference, but we have a choice in who to work with and the economics must pencil out too. But then even with all that, you have things probably not turning around if Jimmy gets to continue spending crazy amounts per video, which appears to be why there is now a buzzkill squad that'll have to force budgets on videos and make sure they stick to those budgets. And so that means, no more spending $29 million for just the sets of the first 2 episodes of a Beast Game season and losing tens of millions of dollars on the project. A mistake so massive that even Jimmy said, "I'm an idiot." And reportedly, according to one ex-staffer, these changes over the past few months have meant that it's getting more corporate, saying people were used to the Wild West and now you can't run a company this size that way. Now, with all that said, I think it is hyperbolic to say that MrBeast is running out.
The I reviewed 400 Ferraris video was probably a mistake. Dude, there's just nothing that makes sense there, okay? It just does not make sense at all. That is so much money. That is an incredible amount of money. What did he buy every Ferrari on the planet? Like, what are you talking about?
Money. Because when you look at it, it appears that the media side's really just the side that's bleeding money. Things like Feastables.
Yeah, the height of a stack of 300 million $1 bills is over 20 miles, which is kind of a strange way to try to describe how big that number of money is, because no one understands what 20 miles looks like stacked high in the form of $1 bills. So that's like, he bought a tank Okay, a decommissioned tank is like maximum $1 to $2 million. What are we talking about? Probably cheaper than that. Like, he didn't buy a Merkava straight out of like the like fresh off the rack. You know what I mean? He's not dumping like 20 onto it. He most likely rented it. He did not buy tank retail, okay?
MrBeast products, they're actually very profitable for the company and accounted for about half the revenue. And so to a certain degree, you could argue that all the videos, they're essentially just big ads. Though that said, they obviously want that side to also be profitable, and House & Bolt's confident that by this year, things will turn around. In fact, in that same leaked investor deck, it claimed that the company is projected to make $317 million in media revenue and spend just $292 million. But for now, we'll have to wait to see how it plays out. Though I'll say, it really does feel like MrBeast is too big to fail. Obviously, those could be famous last words, but his weird, petty reaction to the Rolling Stone thing aside, there's really just never been anyone like MrBeast in our space. Like, his bad view videos are 62 million plus. But yeah, whether it be the Rolling Stone of it all or the business side, I'd love to know your thoughts and reactions.
Yeah, that's crazy. MrBeast paying Pentagon prices, yeah. No shot, man. That's crazy. 1 million seconds is 2 weeks. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. I don't know how you spend that kind of money, man. I genuinely don't know.